Hello. Hi guys, it's a girl Lelama Tams, also known as Gelo Z, girl from Zambia. If you're new on this platform, please check out my YouTube channel as well. I'm a content creator, YouTuber with over 68,000 plus subscribers. We're almost hitting 69,000. Tell me where you're watching me from, and don't forget to share this live stream. Thank you so much. Tell me where you're watching me from. We need to talk just very briefly about tomorrow's protest. Just let me know where you're watching me from. How are you? How are you? How are you? It's been a very challenging weekend. Very, very challenging. In that obviously all of us were heartbroken from Friday when we heard that Chela Tukuta has been in custody. It's not easy for someone that you know that has been very active on social media. Social media feels plain without Chela Tukuta, and we've been strong. We've been really, really, really strong as Zambians, and well done to you, Zambians. You're warriors. Yeah, you've really, really inspired me as well, and this is what the movement is all about. The movement is not about me alone or you alone. It's a group arrangement, and that's why when we work as a team, it's possible for us to achieve this goal. I know it looked like it was impossible because of the many things that have happened, but to God be the glory. We are all here to witness the revolution of Zambia. We know that Chela Tukuta is still in the cells. Yesterday we had Mr. Mukuka and one of our guys go and visit Mr. Clifford. They went to go and visit Chela, and according to them, at first he was denied, and then the second time he was able to see Chela, and Chela is happy with everybody and has been given so much hope. His spirits are really, really high. He even knows that we are raising funds for him. As you can see, I've shared on my Facebook page the amount of money we've raised so far. We've raised more than 27,000 kwacha. I can't thank all of you enough. It doesn't matter whether your money is small, big. The fact remains that we have done this together as a team. It's a group effort. So well done. Congratulations. Then we have Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, who went to see Chela this morning, and he was denied access. Now, this is where I don't get where this government is going and whoever is in charge, because it is everyone's right to visit anybody. The question is, if Mr. Hakainde was going to the hospital, to UTH, would have he been denied access? No. But obviously he thinks, whoever is in charge thinks him visiting Chela, it will bring confusion. But for me, in my perspective, in my personal perspective, I believe that he was just there to encourage Chela in terms of him being there, and he's also experienced being in the cells, and Chela has never obviously committed any offense in his life. He's traveled around the world. He's been to Nigeria, he's been to South Africa. He's never committed any offense, so it could be daunting for him in as much as he's a strong guy. This is not the best experiences that you can ever have. I told you yesterday that I've worked in prisons, as in cleaning, not me being arrested, but cleaning the prisons. That just the door itself is scary. I know it's not a very good experience, and we are keeping the hopes high. And then him being denied, obviously, it sounds political because Chela did not go in the cells because he was part of a political party. But he went there as an individual, and therefore I don't see the essence of him being denied access. Besides, if somebody is in custody, unless the person is a criminal, has committed an offense that makes him maybe protected, by the state. If the offense is against the state, Chela versus the state, it's different, because then it means we wouldn't want Chela to be exposing some certain evidence, or maybe him changing statements here and there because of the sensitivity in the case itself. But in this case, Chela was just expressing his freedom of speech. I know you may not love the way he expressed his freedom of speech. Like we said yesterday, everyone's upbringing is different, how they express themselves. And we all know the libel is a personal matter more than Chela versus the state. This is Chela versus Dora Celia versus this one and that one, and some other women who have decided to stand as witnesses because they have deferred. They feel whatever he has said in the statements, he has spoiled their name, which could be dealt outside him being in the cells. He could easily be summoned to court, and that procedure can carry on until the court decides whether Chela needs to issue a public apology or pay a certain fine for damaging people's character. I believe it could be a fine. So Mr. Hakainde was denied access today. I don't have any contacts of his team or anyone. I've just seen the pictures on Facebook, all over WhatsApp, and people are sharing their concerns about, why was he denied. It may sound obviously alarming because he just went there as a well-wisher and as a citizen. And I would be proud of any political party leader that would turn up to give the youth, a pat on their back and just say, look, it's not easy, but we're here to tell you all will be well. Because this is not in the hands of anybody but the law enforcers. Now, who has put this law in place? The state. And also, we are the ones who put the people who are in government now where they are. And then to watch a video of Mr. Kampyongo threatening the youths, I couldn't even understand. Like, I was in shock. What is this all about? Why would he be threatening the youths regarding a protest, which it is a human right of everybody to protest? Why would Eileen, hold on, sorry, why would anybody stop the youth from protesting? It's against anyone's human right. The Zambian government has prescribed to the United Nations Convention of Human Rights. They've they've prescribed to it. They've said yes, we are part of it. They've signed agreements, and therefore, what does the human rights law say? What do they say? They say that you have a right to freedom of speech, freedom of expression. You have a right to protest, and them threatening to say, if you protest tomorrow, we will see. The world is watching. The world is watching, and anything that will happen to any Zambian because they decided to protest, the government will be held accountable. So, with regards to the protest tomorrow, you all know that Chela's arrest was timed. It was timed because they knew that the youth of Zambia were planning to protest tomorrow on the 22nd of June. So in order to deviate our attention from the protest, their plan was to take the big fish, who is Chela Tukuta, and then put fear in everybody. So if we play to their game, it means they will say there's nothing they can do. The thing is, what we don't realize is what we are doing. The people who work within government are in support. I'm talking about police officers. They are in support of what we are doing because they are tired. They are fed up of cadres that bully them, of cadres that have taken their position. Soldiers, so many. I'm talking from the emails and the messages I receive. Diplomats, they are all not happy with what is happening. So, his video is a threat, and it is not right. It is not right for any Zambian citizen to be threatened by a mere citizen who was put in position because of we saying, okay, we have given you the power to help us run the country via the voting power. But then you now stand there and you issue such a threat. It is an offense in itself, because you are now depriving the Zambians from their human right. Everyone is entitled. If you like, you can stand somewhere and express. When we get permission from the police, it's not even permission, it's just to notify them that we are going to protest. And when we protest, this is what we are going to do on such and such a day. But I have to tell each and every one of you about the conduct of tomorrow, because this can go positive or it can go sour. We don't want to see blood. We don't want to see deaths, because a lot of people might be very, very excited. So my warning to you is not so much so like, oh, you shouldn't protest, but be careful. Number one, tomorrow you can dress in all black. No political regalia, no scarf, no UPND, no NDC, nothing. Plain black. When I mean black, I mean black. Black jumper, black t-shirt. If you want a scarf, black. Everything black. Head to toe. Do not wear any color. If you wear red, you will be, framed as somebody who is part of this political party. If you wear green, they will say you're part of this political party. So just wear full black gear. Number two, take water like this in a clear bottle. Do not carry Fanta. Do not carry Coca-Cola. Carry water. Plain water. The reason being that some people might try to put alcohol in this, alcohol in Coca-Cola, and the youths of Zambia, we know Zambians, we love the drink. And some people tomorrow will use this as an opportunity to drink to jili, drink whatever cheap alcohol, and they'll be there insulting, and this protest will go wrong. When we say peaceful protest, it's peaceful. Peaceful protest. Hold on. Okay, thank you. When we say peaceful protest, we mean absolutely peaceful. No noise making, no fighting, no insulting. Wait for instructions for those who are leading the protest to give you the instructions. At present, Movita Sinawa, Pilato, and Biflo have not yet posted where people are meeting from. Some people have posted that they are going to meet at, is it Levy? I think you better wait. So please wait. Just be ready, dressed up in black, and just wait. Movita Sinawa is going to announce today. But it is my plea. Do not carry any weapon. Do not carry a knife. Do not carry a panga, machete, no weapon whatsoever. All you need to carry is your mobile phone and your money. That's it. Don't carry anything else. If we want this to be peaceful, it should be peaceful. Like I said, the only thing you can hold in your hands is water, nothing else. Please and please, I am begging you. We have cried enough. We have wept. A lot of people are saddened by what is going on in Zambia. Now, the government is aware that when you protest, a lot of people will be involved. No, you cannot carry pangas. No, do not carry pangas. It's going to go against you. Yes, your face mask. You can go with your face mask. Do not carry pangas. This is why I wanted to address this, because some of you will be too excited and it's not going to be a good sign. I don't want to hear that this and this has happened to you, because I know some people think protest, you have to fight. No, you are simply saying we are not happy. Listen to our cry. You're simply saying you're not happy. Listen to our cry, and can you please listen to what we have to say? I am telling you this. The way you feel it should be done, it will go sour. It will go very, very sour. And when I mean sour, I mean sour. We don't want that. So, as long as you behave, you're in a good manner, why should someone arrest you? Now, I'm not going to mention, but the details are that if you back off, you will give the government the power to carry on doing what they are doing. Like I said, we have the backing of people who work within government who are not happy. It's just that they are civil servants. They can't protest and they can't comment. But from the messages, I'm talking about people who wear uniforms. They are not happy. Nobody has a right to intimidate you. Mr. Kampyongo has no right whatsoever to intimidate you and tell you you cannot go and demonstrate here and there. You can demonstrate, but it has to be peaceful. And remember, you have to wait for instructions. Peaceful protest means peaceful. No insults. I was watching a video of a lady that I've done a video about on my YouTube channel, Rachel Bota. And I stated in my video to say the first time when she came out claiming about racism in the Netherlands, I came out to say, look, she's just had a baby. She probably needs some help. And people ignored, because I work with people who have different issues. And I could tell. But I used kind of like wisdom when I was expressing myself. And when I stated what I wanted to state, you know, she's carried on doing whatever she's doing in her life. And then she decides to do a video insulting the president. Now, it doesn't matter what location you're in. The president can decide to collect you from where you are and deal with you. As long as Mr. Edgar Chagwa remains on that seat, he should be respected. As long as he is the one who is answering as president, he should remain respected. Do not insult him. Of course, you can write Lungu out. It's a hashtag. But insulting him, like the way she did, it was a sorry sight. And I'm so happy that other people have agreed with my thought. Please do not insult the head of state. It will land you in problems. It will not be a very good situation for you. You can express yourself. We are not happy with this president. We're not happy with the government. It's okay. But don't call him the names that Rachel Bota called the president. Don't. It will not pay you. You can be a hero on Facebook. You can be a hero on social media, wherever. But when you're in the cells, it's you alone. We have seen our brother Chela. He's presently in the cells on his own. You are not there. I'm not there. But when he was doing the live stream, he would have 2,000 people live. 3,000 people watching him live. Where are they now? I think the only youths that went to protest at the police station were about 10. The 2,000 plus people that used to watch Chela Tukuta, and obviously he's got more than 50,000 views per video, they are nowhere to be seen. So you don't want that situation whereby you're a hero on Facebook, you're a hero on social media, and then you are reduced to nothing. And what I wouldn't want for you as a Zambian is not to have a criminal record. I live abroad, and I will tell you this, a criminal record will never help you. It will be a challenge for you to get an American visa. I know you can say you don't care about America, but you don't know tomorrow you will land yourself in a job, in an NGO that will say, oh, we want you to travel to the United States for a conference. And then they check your criminal record. You have a criminal record. You don't want that. Live clean. And even if you go and protest tomorrow without the permission and you didn't cause any harm, when police arrest you, they will simply fine you. They will fine you, and I mean, what charge will it be? You went to a protest without permission. You went to protest without permission. It's not an offense. The offense lies in you insulting the head of state. The offense lies in you insulting others. Now, there can be cadres there who want to, do whatever they like, say whatever they like. You have God who is your protector. He is your shield and your guide. I know it's a physical battle, but remember to pray. Put God first in everything you do, because He is your protector. They will come with whatever charms and whatever to intimidate you. For as long as you're standing there, you're in a group of 1,000 youths or 2,000 youths, nobody will intimidate you. Milambo says the protest tomorrow is a bad idea. The police are on high alert, knowing my country people, it will become violent. That's why I'm saying that if you want to go there, you must do these 3 things, and it will be peaceful. My son went to a protest in Newcastle, where some guys came drunk, making noise, all sorts of. Police took them away. Because I know our Zambian men. Some are already drinking. They'll start today, drinking for the protest. Today, they are starting today. My lieutenant protest. Because to them, they need to be in a certain high spirit, so they will drink. Please, if you take drugs, daha, chamba, do not have them on you. Don't have them in your pockets. I mean, we can't prevent people who believe in smoking. Even cigarettes, please do not have it on you. If you smoke cigarettes, I know some people smoke cigarettes. We can't stop people's habits. We just have to pray that they can change from their habits. Do not carry your cigarettes. Just carry your water, your phone, and your money. That's it. That's all I wanted to say. Otherwise, for me, watching that video, I was very, very shocked that somebody who is in leadership would issue such a threat to say, if you have your children, tell your children to stay home. Zambia doesn't belong to Kampiongo. Zambia belongs to you and me. We own Zambia. And if we are not happy about the corruption in Zambia, we have the right to protest. No, the protest has not been cancelled. That's why I said you just need to wait. The person who has issued that video, that is propaganda. We have the right team. Pilato, whatever he does, BBC covers. Pilato was invited to the UK just to go and do interviews in BBC. So wait for the right people to post. I will also update you. Just keep on looking out for Pilato's page. He will post. If BBC can fly Pilato from Zambia just to interview him in the UK, then you know you're dealing with the right person. Because he has organizations that back him. And they know the procedure to follow. But if you do it your own way, you will be in a mess. And Pilato has backing from different organizations, by the way. He can be there for 2 hours, he'll be out. You will be stuck there. That's why when I posted to say, I was teasing you, obviously, that there's not enough money for bail. I was just obviously trying to tease you a little bit. But he has backing. He has organizations that can bail him out in an hour. You don't. You don't. You don't have connections. And Chela's arrest was tactical because they knew that tomorrow is coming. So you will be scared if Chela can be arrested. They can arrest me. I'm a nobody. I'm from Matero. I'm from Shangombo. I'm from Chingola. I'm from Kitwe. My father is nobody. I'll be arrested. No, that's why you have to move as a group together with those who are leading the protest. That's why I say don't be found with people who are drinking, smoking. Do not. Conrad is saying there's a video that has gone viral where Kampiongo has threatened people intending to protest. Yes, that's what we're talking about. Mr. Kampiongo has no right to tell anybody not to protest, because Zambia is not his country. It belongs to everybody. We are all citizens of Zambia. We were born in Zambia. Our umbilical cords were thrown in the Zambian grave. And nobody has a right to stop us from doing what we need to do. The only key is peace. If you mess up the peace, we'll be looking for bail money for you. You know, we have these people who are going to try and put in all these threats, the youths from this side and the youths from this side. I mean, think about it. Why would they allow Bill 10 protest but not allow you to protest against corruption and the gold mines? Why? Why are they allowing Bill 10 protest? Is it because Bill 10 favors them and it doesn't favor you? Is it because a youthful, protest like this one will expose what is happening? Because remember, Zambia has diplomats and ambassadors who come in from different parts of the world. They are watching, they know, they are aware. How did the American ambassador know that there was a gay couple that was arrested and they were sentenced for, I don't know, how many years in prison? The one that the President Edgar Chagwa Lungu has pardoned now. And remember, he spoke about it and he was, told to leave the country. So they are watching, they know, they are aware. And they send messages, they send emails. Wamba says, Kampiongo's remarks are such a disappointment. Protests don't need a permit, but just a notice of intent. Yeah, it's just a notice of intent that you're going to protest, and then the police can be there to just maintain peace and order, but not to block you by saying, if you go tomorrow, we'll arrest you. They have no right to arrest you. In fact, they will be embarrassed. How many of you can they arrest? 2,000 youths, 10,000. Which cells? Do they have space? Which cells? When they are not even paying people salary. And the police officers will even have the energy to even arrest you. Which energy? So we have to wait for the right people. I know people are sending different messages. The person was saying, tomorrow we've cancelled. Remember, when the protest, notice was issued, we, as the youth, sent some few people to go. As a youth, all of us, because you're part of it. It doesn't matter whether you were there when they were sending someone. And then Mumbi made an announcement. So the first announcement was that we're going ahead with the protest on the 22nd, but we're black. Then the second one was on a video where she said that, we're waiting for instructions and just listen to the instruction. So the only thing is that we are all trying to express ourselves. Even in the diaspora, we're expressing ourselves. Unfortunately for me, I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to get to London, because here we have serious lockdown. It's not like Zambia where they say there's COVID-19 and Chicago's is open. The trains are not operating in the UK. Buses are not operating in the UK. So, like from certain locations, then coaches are not operating. And yeah, so I have to find a way of going to a certain town, different town, to get a train to find myself in London tomorrow. But we're all protesting peacefully, not fighting with anybody, but just expressing ourselves. We are crying because our human rights are being deprived as Zambians. So now imagine you've turned up in plain clothes, wearing your black, and you only have your mobile phone and your water, and then somebody arrests you. Why are you arresting me? What did I do? That's why I said you have to be sober. At least Zambia, I don't know if Zambia has alcohol breathalyzers to test if you have alcohol in your body. But here they check your alcohol. Okay. The protest is banned on grounds of COVID. Is that justified? What if they say, no, not, didn't they have their ceremony yesterday? I've seen videos. They've had their ceremony. Yesterday, some women were dancing in their regalia. Bowman Lusamba was in Kabwe the other day and he was giving out things. The president is in a town right now and there was no social distancing. The videos are on his page. So the leadership must demonstrate first that they are observing social distancing. And like I said, there's no coronavirus in Zambia. It's a scam. If you want to know where coronavirus is, here. We've had 41,000 deaths. 41,000. Zambia 7. Now compare the margin. It could be malaria they died of. And it was declared coronavirus. If they can do an autopsy using an independent, medical facility like CFB, we would discover that they died of malaria or TB or something like that. Okay. Mumbi said, I wish I can be in London tomorrow. I'm in Sheffield. Send me a message. Do you drive? Because I'm trying to find a way. There's no transport. No coaches at all, unless driving. So I'm trying to sort that out. Conrad says, an emphasis should be made clear. No political regalia tomorrow. Yes, that's what I've said. Please do not wear political regalia. I'm begging you. Otherwise, the cadre's gonna come for you. Please. Please. Please, 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 please. Okay. Yeah. So who else is comment? Let me see some of the comments. Yeah. So people will say what they have to say. But at the end of the day, it is your human right. And if they know that they weren't going to observe the human rights, they should have left the UN Convention and they shouldn't be part of the United Nations Conventions. And they can decide to put their own law. But they've decided to accept. So some of the laws, they are governed by the laws. I'll give you an example here in the UK. In the UK, they will say you're not entitled to having your residence permit in the UK because you're a visitor or because you don't have family, you were not born in the UK. But if you have a child who is British born in the UK, when the child is at the age of 7, under Article 8 of the Human Rights Convention, human rights, the international human rights, you are allowed to stay in the UK on family grounds. Private life. So most people were granted leave to remain in the UK for a period of 10 years and then you can get your indefinite leave to remain under the United Nations, those international human rights laws. Article 8. I even know it because it's the main article that everybody knows in this country. If you're a foreigner, you should know Article 8. Article 8. So you too, you're entitled to protest. As long as you do it peacefully, but wait for instructions, be where these people are, and then you can protest. Okay, let me see more. Look at Mali. They are protesting for the president to step down because of corruption. Why are you putting about the bush? You are cowards. See the youth in Hong Kong. Yeah, they are protesting tomorrow. But Lusaka, where is the venue of the program tomorrow? Yeah, so we're waiting. But you see, the way this would have been better, you shouldn't have waited for Lusaka to organize a protest for you. Those in Dola should have had a protest. Those in Kitwe should have had a protest. Those in Mufulira, or let me just say the whole Copper Belt, they come together. And then those in other towns should have had a protest. That way the whole country has protest. Lusaka is not the headquarters of youths. The whole country is affected, especially outside Lusaka. When it comes to jobs, outside Lusaka, you are more affected than Lusaka. At least Lusaka, there's a bit of opportunities here and here, people can hustle. But if you go to the Copper Belt, mines are closed and, industries are closed, they don't have opportunity, so they should be protesting as well on a particular day, as well, like on the same day, like everybody, literally, in a peaceful way, just like we've been doing with George Floyd. I haven't heard anyone dying. Everyone is alive. They went to protest because of Black Lives Matter. So our lives matter. One person cannot issue such a threat. Yeah. Kajila says all towns should protest, not Lusaka. Yeah. So I know some of the people from my team, our team, Speak Up Zambian Youth, that have left the Copper Belt to go to Lusaka to protest. But it should have been great if everybody was in different towns. The thing is, right, I'm just learning of the laws of Zambia now. When it comes to protests, when it comes to these things, I'm still trying to learn and catch up. It would have been better that way. There's still time. There's still time. It can be arranged. It can be done maybe even next month or whatever. And then we just say all these towns on this particular day, you go to this particular site and then you protest. But then we need it in a certain order where there is organization. The other day, Shimpundu from the UK, we have a Shimpundu in the UK, went for a protest. I think it was announced he was alone. So whether or not people will be courageous to go, I don't know. That's the thing. So the protest should be everywhere. So around the world, Zambians in the diaspora should protest. But the thing is, you have some Zambians who, when the presidential party turn up in America or wherever, they hang around the president's PA and whatever. So they are kind of like, they're not even talking about it because they want to maintain the relationship with them. Because they've promised them that one day when you're in Zambia, you will have a position. Or maybe I can give you an opportunity to meet the big man, But Zambia is not for one person. And when people feel they are in control of the country, they can do whatever they like. They can intimidate people. They can arrest Chela on a case that he doesn't even need to be arrested. We have a problem. And therefore, the world should hear. And the International Criminal Court can intervene via human rights organizations. That's why you have to work with the right people like Pilato, who work with human rights organizations that bail him out when he's arrested. Because he knows, he's been educated, he knows how the human rights organizations work. So they will arrest you if you are in a different location, you are lost. But be in the right place, and even if they try to arrest 15,000 youths out there, they can't contain it, and it will be in the news anyway. ZNBC, of course, will not talk about it because 60% of ZNBC is owned by China. So they won't talk about it. The Chinese people want to take control of Zambia, you know that. Yeah, so they will not talk about it. So they are controlling what's on the media. And that's why media, companies like Prime TV, it's a shame that they have lost their license. It was a deliberate move so that you can't go there and protest, because it would have been an easier platform to go there and just say, this is, and everybody is watching on Go TV. But they've deliberately said this so that people should be intimidated. But thank God for social media. And thank God that everybody around the world who is Zambian has risen. We are all rising and we are all speaking. I can be arrested. If you want to know that we have proper human rights laws, there's a video on my YouTube channel. It's now 129,000 views. I talked about racism in Britain. It's there. Live on my YouTube channel. I have the right, as long as I didn't insult anybody. Because they were trying to say that the reason why the coronavirus is affecting black people is because black people are prone to the coronavirus. But no, over 14,000 Caucasians died to coronavirus compared to 1,000 black people. And the 1,000 black people who died, over 60% are in the front line. Because the Muzungus will say, I am self-isolating. And then our black people go and work. We even had a shortage of medical staff whereby doctors who've even retired, like a Nigerian doctor, turned up and was working as part of the COVID-19 team here. He's lost his life. A retired doctor. Yeah. Yeah. So Chela is not a criminal. He's not committed any criminal offense. And, I see people writing so many negative things about Chela. You know, I don't even understand Zambians anymore. Tomorrow, when another political party is in power, you will see the real Zambians. They will now start unleashing. Hey, do you remember this man? They will even start taking the picture. He thought he used to be what. They'll put KKK, they'll laugh. It's now that you need to express yourself. And that's why I was telling some young people on social media, like, look, I'm disappointed that you are looking down on Chela, who's gone in that place because he was expressing his speech. It doesn't matter how he was expressing it. But the fact is, he said what he had to say about corruption. And then the fight over calling this one a prostitute and calling this one a prostitute is a personal battle. If somebody calls me a name, which I'm not, it's up to me if I want to take you to court or not. Somebody can decide to defame my character and I can decide to take you to court or not. But one thing that people don't realize is that when you do things in the physical, you lose the battle. Certain things should be done spiritual. At one time, people called me names. But the same people who called me names are trolling in my inbox. You are an inspiration. Can you help me start a YouTube channel? I'm like, oh, okay. Because God himself has allowed me to be announced in his own way. I didn't ask to be announced. I was just doing my YouTube videos. And people discovered that there was a Zambian. They started sending me messages and we became friends. Uncle is watching here. Uncle Clifford is now my uncle. I met him on YouTube. Apostle as well. All these people have met me on YouTube. I never knew them. Simply for expressing my opinions about this and that. This and that. Okay, Milo says, my worry is PF cadres will come dressed in UPND outfit for propaganda. You see, that's what I'm saying. You know, that's why the location announcement is being delayed. It's also a tactic because if they tell you now, some people will be ready now. They'll be there waiting in their cars. They'll sleep there. So just wait. When the time is right, the right people will be told. And then you will get the information. Whoever brought in this cadarism, it was an evil act. I don't support cadarism. I will never support it. Because it is inhumane. I see people come on this page, insult you for I'm like, excuse me. I'm just saying something, a valid point, and somebody will be insulting you, will be calling you names. I don't even understand where this is coming from. And that's why as the youth of Zambia, we have to fight for our right and position in government. At least we should have 60% of the youth of Zambia. And by God's grace, if we push well with this movement, by 2026, people will be retiring. So you should be thinking of how you can position yourself well in government by 2026. Because in 2026, you stand a chance to be somewhere. Plus the more years coming. We don't care whether the cadres will turn up. That's why you need to separate yourself by wearing black. And people will know. Because we've said you should wear black. And no labels. Because last time, some people had a protest and some people were wearing t-shirts which had, is it Vespa's face? And people felt, deprived and... so just black is cheap. You can buy from Pep stores. You can buy from anywhere and you can wear your black outfit. But just be peaceful. That's what I wanted to say. Mr. Kampiongo, today he may be in position, but he will never be in that position forever. You see, and what the PF government don't know is that they keep on pushing the youth away. Even the little hope they had, like, okay, maybe this government will change. That hope is gone. Because they keep on pushing us away. The president has never made statements about what's going on. And somebody was telling me the other day, like, oh, imagine the president talking about this, talking about that. He's controlled as to what he can speak. Hello, Trump can run his mouth for England, for America. He just says, I'm going to talk today. No speech, nothing, and he talks. He talks whatever. Today, Trump, that they thought is a useless president, is now, that they thought he would never be a president. He was a useless candidate. He's now a president of America. We have a leadership crisis. Thank you very much, Apostle. Apostle says we have a leaders crisis, and what we are seeing now, it hasn't started today. Whatever we are seeing now is as a result of that it had crumbled right from 2016. Yeah, we do have a leadership crisis in Zambia, and the whole government, don't be fooled by the way they portray a nice image. It's a total mess. They don't have order, because there's no way a statement can be issued about the bicycles being donated by Japan when the actual truth is that it was India that donated the bicycles. It took Chilufya Tayali. Where is the government spokesperson? Busy taking Chela to court. Busy taking Chela to prison. Abusing their position. Because if you are the spokesperson of government, you need to communicate with the Zambian people. If the Zambian people are querying certain things, you need to come out and say, look, this is what the Zambian people are saying. We've seen this on social media. This is what's going on. And then they issue statements on TV like, whosoever is issuing statements on social media, we will have you arrested. We are working with ZICTA. Excuse me, Facebook does not belong to ZICTA, but it belongs to the Americans. Google does not belong to ZICTA. You put in all these laws to just deprive the youth to express themselves, because you've seen that social media has gone like fire. People are saying what they have to say. Like I said, as long as it's respectable, you can have your opinion and express it on your Facebook page. So why is ZICTA coming in? Because Doris Soleya has said you don't have to post. So people should be scared to post anything. When you post anything, people are going in your inbox attacking you. They watch my videos. They can't even tell me anything. Nobody will ever send me a message. Never. They know who I am. Why should they? Why should they when I'm doing the right thing? So we have a leadership crisis. Okay, Conrad says Kada means a strong supporter of an ideology or an organization. But in Zambia context, it's offensive and suggests violence in some form. Yeah. Mr. Hakainde Hichilama, I watch these things and I ask myself, you are making this opposition leader popular with what you do. If you want to be in leadership, position yourself in a certain way that people won't be asking, why did you do this? He arranges an interview on radio to speak to a radio station, and then the Kadas turn up. And I liked the radio interviewer, the guy, the presenter. He said, how dare you barge in my office? This is a paid-for program. Oh no, stop the program. He said, I should stop. Pay me the money that this person paid for, because this is a paid-for program. I liked his guts. And he said, get out of my office. You cannot enter in my space, in my property, go to my mother's house like they did to Serafina's house to threaten. How dare you go to people's accommodation? For what? Who are you? Who gives you the power to do such rubbish? Are we in a military regime? Are we in a dictatorship that people just turn up to Serafina's mother's house and do whatever they like? Turn the house upside down? Who gave them the guts to do that? For what? It doesn't work like that. If you're a strong supporter, you can simply say, I'm supporting this. But it means violence. It means insults on Facebook. You just say anything about anybody, people will just start insulting you. I'm sorry, some of us were raised very well and we don't insult publicly. You understand me? And now, everything that we've been... Look, to show you that these people watch our videos, they know what we're doing. Just check Bowman Lusambo's page today. He was there looking after the disabled in Kawushi, and they are like, oh, our savior, the minister, the owner of this constituency is here. He is looking after the disabled. It's all part of putting an image that they are working well. Because they've seen, we've talked about it, where are the disabled people? Who looks after the disabled people? They had a luncheon today. It was beautiful. Of course, everybody in that area, they support him because he's done great work for them. Apparently, I'm not sure, but that's what they say. Okay. Tina says, and don't want recycled politicians. Some have saved over 25 years. When are the youth going to lead? 25 is even small. 27 plus. Madam Kandolo. Hey. Hi. Hi. I'm telling you. Eileen, come. Wipe your mouth. I want to show people something. Wipe your mouth. Come. Come. Come this. Go around. This is the one who likes disturbing me when I'm doing my live stream. I want them to see you. This is Eileen. Say hi.
Hi.
She's playing outside. She's 10. I was 10 when Madam Kandoluo was a minister. She's still a minister. You can go now.
Okay. Are you going to do
No, together. She's still a minister. Now you can imagine she's 10. That was my age. Now I've given birth. My children are 10, and that is what is going on right now. Is it fair? No. It's not fair. It's not fair. Honorable Peter says, I hope my children will show up to my Zambian man will be there. He's already there. Okay. You can be in government without Bill 10. Zambia has come on a long way. Bill 10. As long as we have a representative going there for us, we are there as well. We are there because it takes people to travel from certain places to be where they need to be. So we are there. So we are being represented as well. People, especially the youths that are the leaders of tomorrow, are fed up. All we want for the people of Zambia is to have food on the table. The gap is too big between the rich and the poor. Lillian, not just food on the table, but we're looking for a way that your future generation will survive as well. Because if you just put food on your table today and tomorrow you're not here, your children will suffer. But if we have a system that empowers the young ones, even when you're not here, I'll give you an example. In Namibia, orphans get paid by the government because you're an orphan. In Zambia, that's where you have uncles taking advantage of daughters of their late sister. You know, loads of stories that I know of. I don't even want to talk about them because they are really bad, you know. But don't forget that abuse is there. And I mean sexual abuse. How can this be stopped if there's a system that allows an orphan child to be taken care of by the state? So this is why we are fighting for the system. And that's why the system itself, they are refusing to make it computerized, because if they make it computerized, we will know how they steal. But it's still not computerized. We're still in 19 Pentecon. How can we still be using paper form of documents every time? Things have changed. Things are electronic now. Things should be logged onto the computer now. But they're still behind. At least ZRI is trying. They've computerized their system. But there are some things that are still behind. So the gap is there. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so the demonstration should be peace. Like Melissa is saying, a blessing. She prays that it should go very peaceful. It should be very, very peaceful. PF doesn't know what they really want to do. And for me, I'm surprised. If the country is being run by somebody who was a lawyer, who's a lawyer went to school for how many years in Zambia? Is it 4 years? And then you have to go through Ziale for another how many years? And then you still allow people to disobey the law of the land. I'm not so sure what's going on there. Honestly, I'm shocked. Any politician who has been 10 years in parliament should retire, period. Yeah, 10 years is okay for them. They shouldn't be there. Okay, we are ready to protest in a peaceful manner until as long as it's peaceful, please, very peaceful. Guys, it's painful. I was 10, that age of my daughter, when Madam Kandoluo was the Minister of Gender, Faweza, all those things that she used to do. I've grown up where I used to hear is Faweza. I've grown up. She's still there. As if it's royalty. Okay, where is the protest taking place in Australia? I'm in Perth. Okay, Thelma, there's a man called Mr. Sammy Best. He's arranging people in Australia so that you guys can protest together. So that's why I said it would be nice for us to be in touch with every country, and then that way we can outline the dates and the locations. But it doesn't matter. You can protest with your friends as a group on any day. There's a lady from America who turned up at the embassy in America with a big banner saying, you know, it's our right to express ourselves and everything. Okay, we just want people of Zambia to have access to education and health. 3 things: education, health, and empowerment. We don't have empowerment opportunities in Zambia for the youth. That's why the youth are in shambles. The youth are at home. You know, it's a sorry sight. I'm telling you, that is why alcohol is the biggest business in Zambia. A lot of youth. I went to a mental hospital in Zambia to visit. It's a rehab. I saw young people that are there because of drugs, because of alcohol, because they are not doing, if you ask them, what are you doing? Nothing. There's no jobs. So what do you expect the youth to do? Sit down the whole day, meet friends who influence them, take some drugs to keep their spirits high and their hope for tomorrow. And then some of them, you buy them phones. I'm talking about practical things that I've seen, even within family. Not, I was told. You buy them a mobile phone. Here's a mobile phone from the UK. It's a gift. The person has sold it. You send them clothes from the UK, some clothes. The next thing, the person has 2 pairs of trousers. Where are your clothes? Sold them because they want to use them to drink. That's why I am passionate about the youth of Zambia, because I know that's what they are doing. Alcohol is their survival, their source of comfort. Whilst others are getting richer and richer, the youths are going down and down and down. If you check on the death rate in Zambia, why should the death rate or the life expectancy be, is it at 35? It's because the young ones start taking alcohol at a young age. And then some, we don't even know that they are into depression. We don't know. Especially men. Men don't really share things. You just see somebody drink. Quite cheap, but you don't know that the person is depressed. Depression is real. Lots of people are going through mental torture because they are wondering, what is my life today? There is no system. That is what we are crying. Even the Zambians in the diaspora, we cry about the system. I'll give you an example in America. Right now, during COVID-19, Trump issued a check of $1,000 each to each and every American who pays tax. As long as you have your tax number, TPIN number, here they call it NI. In the UK, everyone was topped up at least £100 a week to survive in case of anything, because there's no jobs. The system. That's what we're crying for, a system that will help you as a Zambian to survive in the country. Because the truth is, Zambia is rich. Very rich. Why are the Chinese running to Zambia if Zambia was poor? Why are the Chinese trying to enforce the Chinese language in Zambia if Zambia was poor? It's because they know that Zambia has the resources they require in order for them to be billionaires in Africa. There's a lady, Stina Wu, in Namibia. She's a billionaire. Imagine, she came to Namibia, went to Namibia poor, a qualified teacher, nursery teacher, with no money, went to Namibia, started dealing in land and all those things and documents. How can a Chinese come from their country to come and be helping people with documents to come to Namibia? And right now, the Namibians, because I'm connected to Namibia, the Namibians are saying, Chinese people are controlling Namibia. So if we allow that, we will get there. And what do the Namibians do, all they do is leave Namibia all the time. Yes.
I got ice cream.
No problem. Enjoy.
Mommy.
Yes.
I saw the ice cream.
I know.
No.
You can go to Donnell. Go to Donnell. I'm finished. I'm almost coming. Okay. Yeah.
I have the toilet.
Okay, go now. Bye. Love you.
Bye.
Close the door. Yeah. So in Namibia, we have Stina Wu, who is a billionaire in Namibia. Yet she went there with no money. Poor. She just started getting land. Now, if you go to a place called Rundu, the shopping mall there, the biggest shopping mall, is owned by her. How can somebody who came poor to your country become a billionaire? What have you been doing? And this is what we are facing. If you think we are joking, just go to Solwezi now. Go on a Sunday, go to ShopRite to Pick and Pay. You will see the trolleys that the foreigners feel like this. You, a Zambian, are going there with a basket. When they have trolleys filled with shopping, they are making money in your land. The bosses that work for Lumwana Mines and those mines, how much do you think they get paid? They are in $100,000 salaries. You, the owner of the land, you are suffering, sweating. It's not fair. Why were the mines even sold? Because of poor leadership. Laziness. Because we always feel we need somebody else to take care of us. After 50-something years, by now we should be having engineers from CBU running the mines. And the mines belong to the government. And the mines, the gold is feeding people. And the gold has made sure that Zambians have accommodation. They are paying a little contribution to their houses. But at the end of the day, it's their property. I saw some properties which the government has built that people are supposed to buy. Who's going to buy them? Which person will buy them? With which money? The reality is a lot of people are struggling in Zambia. And the reason why they're struggling is because there's a system. The Western world is no better than Africa. Africa is rich with everything. The only thing that makes the Western world better is the system. If you are poor, you are homeless, go to the job center, go to the housing office, go to the welfare office. They will help you. At least find you a temporary accommodation that will help you to live for the next day. They have what you call food parcels, where you go and collect. They give you a token. Go and collect that food for free. And it is donated by the church worldwide. In this country, Church of England. That's why, let me say something about the church. And that is why the Church of Zambia needs to wake up as well. It's not about just going to the prisons and give people donations. We have what you call food banks. Schools collect food, cereals, rice, what. When the time comes, those things are donated to the poor people. How do those people collect them? They are given a voucher by the government. Go and collect food parcels for the next 6 weeks until your situation changes. So every week, that person will go and collect rice, bread, soap, oil, sugar, whatever, the basics, and a bit of money. But you see, ministers buying girlfriends BMW. That should be your money. So that is where our pain is. Like I've told you before, I can even show you, I can post a picture and say, this BMW was bought by this minister. They are spending money, taxpayers' money. So the mismanagement of the country is why we are here. And our cry is, the next leadership, are you going to run Zambia the way we want you to run it, at the point whereby we know at least everybody will be economically empowered? There is no way children can be in schools and they are sitting on the floor. It's painful to watch. I don't remember the last time I bought a pen or an exercise book. It's free. The government gives the children free school books, free pens, free library books. We have what you call library centers here. It's possible for us to do this in Africa. I'm telling you, it's possible. The only thing is, with the mindset, we think No, sikubazungu kuno. It's possible. What does it take to build a building and put books there? What does it take? Do you need a Chinese or somebody to come and say, we have Zambians who are qualified architects. They can build a library, powerful library. Put books there, put computers there, put security, and allow the children to have access to books at an early age. Every week, as long as you have a baby who is below 3, you have what you call, in this country, you have what you call nursery sessions, nursery rhymes. So you go on a Monday, you go on a Friday, you learn nursery rhymes. Then on other days, you can borrow books. A baby has a library book. Collect, read, because that's what they believe in. Children read. And then when the children turn 2, if you're a single parent, for example, your child will be entitled to free nursery. Who is paying? The government. Where is the government getting the money? Tax. Who are they taxing more? Foreign investors. If you earn a certain amount of money in the UK, you pay 45% tax. So if a company is worth $5 million, £5 million, you pay 45% tax. If you're getting so much money every month, 45% tax. And you can buy citizenship in the UK if you have £250,000 as an investment. You can be an investor in this country and you get your residence in this country. So all those investors who've got restaurants, who've got different business here, they are here as investors. They pay so much high tax. Who benefits? The people of Britain. Taxpayers' money. It's just a system which we can also correct as well in Zambia. And when that system is corrected, it means you and me can still, we're not saying give us all the money, at least be shifted from the poverty level. If you see the videos they show of Zambia, I didn't say Ghana, Zambia, on TV, you will cry. They say Zambia has no water. Zambia has no food. Zambia is poor. The videos are there. Every time. Every year they do what they call comic relief to raise money for Zambia. Different countries, and Zambia is always mentioned. Zambia is a poor country. Yet ministers are driving Mercedes-Benz worth $50,000 plus. How can it be a poor country? Mismanagement. Don't manage the finances well. You don't manage everything well. So, after the children turn 3, in fact, before the child is born, the government gives you a check to say, this is for, they call it a sure start check, a startup. You know when you need nappies for your child, all those, the starter bag, they give you that. They even give you a free voucher. Companies have even partnered. There's a company called Boots. They give you a voucher. They give you a baby book magazine where you read about what antenatal, what. Antenatal is free. Everything is free. You go to antenatal, you go to scanning to see. If you see the technology of, we're talking about 3D public hospital. You go and scan, they scan your baby, they tell you, they give you a picture. If you want the picture in color, whatever, they give you. You pay only £2 as a donation, or £4. What is £4? And then after that, when your child is born, you've already received the check from them. Then they start your what? Child benefit, tax credits. And you think people will come to Africa to come and do what? When even 100 kwacha, people struggle to get it. So now, when the child turns 2, they go to what you call free nursery. 20 hours, 30 hours a week. 3 hours a day. Free. To learn their basic skills in knowledge, speaking, understanding the basic skills. 3 hours a day. When the child turns 3, they get 3 hours a day as well. And then when the child turns 4, because I've seen parents who say, oh, they have to take their children, to nursery, or they need a maid to look after their children because they have to go back to work. Well, by the time you're going back to work here, your child will be 6 months. That's the law. And then now when the child is 3 or 4 years old, Ellery is 4. So I'll give an example of Ellery. Ellery is 4 years old now. She's starting school in September for free. I have 4 kids. All my children are going to school for free. I don't pay school fees. I don't even know how it feels to go to pay school fees. I don't even know. I used to pay for my son when he was in Zambia, but he's here now. And my son was born to show you that the system is fair. My son was born in Zambia, but he goes to school free. He landed today, the following day he was already in class. And if your child doesn't go to school, you, the parent, you will go to jail. How many children do we find in Zambia walking around? Sunaende school, nidibe uniform. Nidibe dalama, kaidi badadis banafole. How many? Plenty. Have we got any government system in place that says, if we find your child in the streets, we will arrest you? Zero. Here, if my son misses school once, I receive a warning. Another time, another warning. 3, I go to court. The system, the letters are even generated. When they attend class, you receive a text. There's a time my son, when he goes to school late, I receive a text message. Miss Mutambo, your child was late for school today. Make sure he comes to school early tomorrow. The system. So then, after that, when my daughter starts school in September, my job as a parent is to take them to school only, buy them school dinner, which is very affordable, or you pack them lunch if I want. The type of pack lunch is sandwiches or whatever, but school dinner is okay, it's like £2 a day, and pick them up from school and come home. That's it. That's my job. And buy uniform. That's it. That's all. Buy uniform. Now, when the child finishes school here, primary school, they go to secondary school. My daughter goes to, one of my daughters go to, the British citizen, the one who got her citizenship. She goes to the best school in this town. When I talk about best, outstanding school, it is a government school. If you see the school, you will look at International School of Lusaka and say, this is the village. The school is high standard. Powerful school, beautiful school. Of course, I can't start telling you the name of the school because here they protect the children when it comes to data protection and all those things. But the school is beautiful. You go to they do drama. Here, a child. 2-year-old, 4, 5, 6 years old in class, when they're 6, they go to what you call swimming lessons. It's part of the curriculum. Who's paying? The government. And all the swimming centers that are around, they are run by the government. Each and every area has a library. Each and every area has a swimming pool. So the children, they even write to you letters. For the next 2 weeks, the children will be going to school swimming. My children learn swimming through their school. Not from me taking them. Through their schools. Government school. So when they go to secondary school, they finish, like my son who was born in Zambia. I'll give you a typical example of somebody who was born in Zambia, because you can think, oh, maybe because they're British. My son was born in Zambia. So my son was born in Zambia. Before when he turned 16, he received his NI, National Insurance Number, to be paying his tax. And he's allowed to work, he's allowed to do all those things. In September, he's going to college to start his A-levels for free. Free. He will never pay. And he will go to school, attend school, do whatever he likes. He has a choice of 3 schools. One of them is offering him to do engineering. The other one is offering to do medicine, like, A-levels, biology, all those sciences, for him to do that. So, but at first we wanted engineering, but we're thinking of another school where he can go. So he will study there. When he finishes, he needs to go to secondary, senior secondary, then A-levels, and then from there he will go and do his university. Now at university, you don't pay. Again, the system says that you get what you call a student loan, which is governed, or which is issued by a governing body called Student Finance England. Where does the money come from? I'll explain. Now, when you apply for a student loan, the whole UK, all the children, they'll start going to school, university, without paying one pound. They'll start going to school. So as they go to school, they're going to university, The loan comes through after 6 weeks. And it is paid directly to the university, the fees. So they are going to university, they give them allowances as well, whatever. And that money is only paid back when you finish university and you are earning more than £27,000. Now, even the British, Bazungu as well, banai guidirapo. So you know what they do? They leave the country. When don't call Australia, Canada, they never pay the money back. Bazungu. So once you finish, you go through university for free, you finish your university, then you get your degree. You never paid a penny. And then maybe you get a job and maybe you're earning, let me say, 27,000 a year. Do you know how much you'll be paying back a month? £10. If you're getting paid £2,500 a month or £2,000, what is £10? That's chicken change. You won't even feel the pain. They take it from your tax every month, till the money you pay. You won't feel, it's like a pinch. The system, that's how they've done it. So if a social worker turns up to your address or, you know, the school, why isn't your child in school? They wonder, because it's free. But how many street kids do we have in Zambia that don't go to school because the school, they haven't paid or they don't have uniforms? Many. Who cares? Nobody. That is why we need to fight for our right as Zambians, because we know that the system is possible. If Namibia, which is in Africa, they pay orphans every week 300 rands Mwebantu, even if you give the children 200 kwacha each, it's a lot of money. 200 can solve problems. But people don't even have 200 kwacha. I saw a video where a woman is eating, you know, the remainder of the pot when you cook in Shima. That is their meal. I said, what? In 2020. This is what they are eating. This is what they are eating. No, I'm like, so this is their meal. In Kenya, we had a video that went viral where a woman would boil stones because there's no food. During COVID-19 now, she can't really work because she used to go to the plastic, you know, recycling area and would get those plastics and sell them. But now she can't. Business is dry. So the children would cry. She's looking after her, you know, her late daughter's children and everything. They're not even her children. She's a grandmother. So the woman would say, okay, I've put food on the cooker. Do you know what she was boiling? She would boil the thing. The children would go to sleep. So the grandson noticed, what is Mbuya cooking here? So when the child checked, stones. All she wanted was the stones to boil so that the children should sleep. Wake up, no food. The boy went to tell neighbors and whatever. That's how the whole Kenya, people donated in the whole community. And that's what we're crying for. Ubuntu. You can't be a millionaire in 1 year of being in office. How? When the people that put you there, they're still living in poverty. That is a time for you to say, okay, this money that I'm seeing that comes in, what can we do? What can we do to help the people of Zambia? But there's no system like that that helps any Zambian. Okay, no problem. There is no system like that in Zambia that helps anybody who's suffering. Nimai moene. In Zambia, it's a country where we say, let's pray together on the 18th of October. We are praying together. Yes, we are united. Let's pray for our nation for things to change. But after the 18th of October, it's between you and God how you will survive. God for us all. You on your own after the 18th of October. You on your own on any other day. And they don't care. Yes, some people can have a good heart. They want to help. They want to do this. But like I said, if we have a system. So the cry of the youth is not so much so that we are problematic. We are disgruntled youths. We are not disgruntled youths, but we are crying because we cannot be having talented people, qualified teachers, qualified nurses, qualified engineers, qualified whatever. You are home. At least engineers, they even get jobs. But teachers, nurses, you are home. At least. Now, let me tell you about the system again. For those of you who've qualified in the UK as a nurse, if you qualify as a nurse in the UK, you do what you call practice placements. And when you do those practice placements, you do them at hospitals. Now, the NHS is sharp, the National Health Service here. In Zambia, we call it Ministry of Health. Here is the National Health Service. They are sharp. They know that if you qualify after they train you, you will go and look for a job in Canada or Australia. So you know what they do? They offer you a job before you finish. There is no qualified nurse in Britain that has no job. Lie. Never. You are finishing today. Doctors, if it's doctors themselves in Britain, they are offered opportunities. Like in the 4th year of medicine in the UK, doctors, junior, they will call them junior doctors, them whilst they are undergraduate, they are not yet qualified. They get paid salary. They are on salary every month without fail. They are paid. Even nurses, as they are trying to study as well, they are also given scholarship, bursaries. I'm telling you, it just depends on the way the country is run. Even if we don't have much money, if there's a system, at least people can be supported here and there. At least opportunities will be there here and there. But there's no system. So when you qualify as a nurse, they write you a letter, you qualify. Before, they used to allow just anybody, you can come from Zambia to study nursing. And that time the UK was desperate. Between 1994 and 2004, they were desperate. You can just come as a visitor and say you want to learn nursing, study nursing. They will give you residence permit, everything they will give you. By the time you're qualifying, you're already working as a nurse. Now, Australia is looking for migrants. Canada is looking for migrants. And the NHS is also short-staffed here. So how do they do it? They offer you a job before you even finish. That's what they do. So how can you have a qualified nurse? Teachers, even when teachers, the way teachers are respected in this country. Oh my goodness. Teachers get good paid. Get paid good money. In fact, teachers don't even need to work. Like this time when they're on holiday, during COVID and whatever, and even on their summer breaks, they even get paid during their summer breaks. They get paid good money, their own salary. Teachers get really good money and they're really respected. So by the time you're finishing as a qualified teacher, you get payments as well, and you get a job. They also get allowances as well, teachers. So it's just a system that works for people. That's it. So if all these things can change in Zambia, like our sister commented, she wants her children to have a better life, food on the table, healthcare system, medication in the UK, we don't buy. Any child who's below 16 doesn't buy medication. It's free. It's free until they're 21. They don't buy. If a child is sick today, they can go and get medication free. Anything, ointment, anything is free of charge. So if we can have that type of system in Zambia, it can help as well. Conrad says we need the change of system. We want to start our own mines afresh. 100% Zambian owned. We can't be fighting with Glencores and MCMs. Yeah. And you see, do you honestly think Zambians in the diaspora would live in the diaspora if we can buy mines, we can be given shares to say, okay, you have 10%, everybody will be in Zambia. But because there is no opportunities, that's why we're all away, Okay, Rio Bamwine says, things are bad in Zambia. We are living as if we are foreigners in our own country. And Zambia is very expensive. Very, very expensive. Food-wise, you survive by the grace of God in Zambia. So if we are fighting for the system, things will change. Vivian says we can also do it if we work systematically. Yeah, we can do it in Zambia as well. It's possible. Please, Jesus, hear my cry. Okay, Gloria says, Lily, thanks for what you are doing. Emphasize on peaceful protest tomorrow on our platform. I like the outline points of empowerment, education, and health. We can start food bank in Zambia, yes, for the underprivileged, yeah. And we can run it ourselves as well, because some organizations, you give them, they start selling. Yeah, the thing is, it's even difficult to trust people. Some people, it's like corruption is part of us, Africans. We just live with it. It's part of us. You find that donations are even being given to the wrong people, or the donations are not even getting to the right people. Some people have become very rich with NGOs. They pocket their money as well, So we always want somebody whites to control, and then things will be in a different manner. No. Okay, people protested in support of COVID-19. Oh, CHI Bill 10, yeah, or Chip Bill 10. I thought it was C19. Okay, no one was arrested, but why are we being warned? And they didn't, yeah, they did. Bashimwale says youth empowerment. If the government can provide land, equipment, and all agriculture input and allocate youths to start agricultural business, that is better for tomorrow. I always talk about agriculture. I love agriculture. Agriculture is the future of Africa. You know, the African population grows every time. And we know that in a few years' time, if you are in agriculture, I'm talking about in a few years' time, like 5 years' time, you'll be a billionaire. Because the population of Africa keeps on increasing day by day. So the chances of you becoming a billionaire are high because we are consumers. Africans like to consume. We don't like producing. We don't like making our own things. We like to eat. We enjoy eating. We enjoy working hard for our money and then we spend it. So yes. Okay, Apostle says if there's anything that needs to be arrested in Zambia, it's Bill 10, 48 houses, overpriced toll gates, inflated figures of bridges, which are even washed each time there's a rain season. And the president made a statement of the roads that somebody asked me, Mr. President, are we going to eat roads? And then he said yes, because the roads are needed and blah, blah, blah. But the money that they spend on the roads is a lot of money. Here's what happens here. After the taxes have been spent on, you know, they have a budget. Every year, I don't know how the budget works like in Zambia. Every year they have a budget. Each and every town, each and every council, they have a budget. So that budget is to sustain, you know, the economy of the country. So they look at how much they'll allocate this particular council for the roads, for the school, for this, for that, for that. And then when they allocate, they change the one that remains. Yeah, the one that they have surplus money. They start mending roads that don't even need mending because the money is there. They have to. I worked in government, so I know the money is there in surplus. So they have to start mending it, the roads, do something with the money because it has to be spent. That's how they do it. Okay, Pat Musumali says accountability, Lily, mindset change. This used to happen after independence. Someone said, I've messaged you, Lily. I'll wait for you to connect me to which group, which is in dollar from Kitwe. Okay. Yeah, that's for the future, obviously. It's better we do it in groups like that. No public libraries in Zambia now unless in Kaunda time. Yeah, and Kaunda really emphasized on education. And then Bowman will say lawlessness. How can you be lawful people if you don't even have books? How will you know what lawlessness is? Or disgruntled? Okay. Okay, somebody's saying she doesn't need to be in Zambia to talk about Zambia. She is Zambian and one day she will find herself back home. If anything, she's trying to open our eyes. I don't know why people think in Britain you can't build a house. So where am I going to build my house? Isn't it Zambia? I can't build a. Where am I going to build a house here? Who's going to give you land? How much is a plot? 1 hectare of land in UK is £25,000. That's why the farmers, they come to Zambia because a chief will give them land for 200 and 2,500 kwacha per hectare. So why do you think they are all coming to Zambia to farm and buy 3,000 hectares of land after selling their houses here on mortgage? They remortgage their houses and they come to Africa. They live like kings in Africa. Here they can't. How can you even afford a house in a yard is more than £500,000? And it's even on a mortgage. Why will you pay a house £500,000 or even up to £1 million when you can invest just £50,000 to start a business in Zambia and build a mansion in Zambia? We are wise, oh. Don't think we just talk. We just don't announce, because if we announce, you start thinking, you start troubling us. That's what I will say. The request will be too much. You start troubling us. If I tell you the things that people are doing in Zambia, you'll be shocked. Some of the flats, you don't even know the owners are in the diaspora. It's because they don't want to say that the owners. They just send a family member or a rental property company that acts like they're in charge. But yeah, you know. Okay, so hi. Free books in Zambia is like going to the Ministry of Lands and going for the honor of the 48 houses. Yeah, it's possible for us to have free books in Zambia. Public libraries in Zambia have very old books, so ancient for one to read. There's lots of books here that are thrown, that are just kept somewhere. They don't even know what to do. Lots of equipment, computers. They don't even know what to do with it. How will it? Sorry. This is my alarm time. This is the time I wake up, by the way, most of the time. Yeah. Because I usually used to work nights, so my timetable is confused. I shoot videos at night. So from here, I'm going to be shooting videos as well. Okay. Yeah. Look at Saudi Arabia. That's spoiled now. They have not sold their oil mine. And the economy is much better. Henry Mumbi says, no insults, no violence, please. A peaceful protest. My appeal to the police is to be professional and to protect the people. God bless you all. Oh, Malenga is late today. It's okay. Brian says, Lily, do you have all things like load shedding that side, or simply put power erratic interruptions? If you have a power cut in the UK, then you haven't paid your electricity. I've never experienced power cut. Since I've been here 16 years, I've never experienced power cut. I've experienced water cut for 1 hour, and they announced a few days ago that they're gonna be fixing something, and they announced for some time, I think 1 hour. Yeah, never experienced power cut unless I don't pay for the electricity. I don't top up, and I've never experienced load shedding before unless you don't pay. It's a system. And then also what they do is the government has allowed independent companies to run the electricity, you know. So if independent companies run it, they'll do better. And there's so many of them. There's Southern Electric, there's this is energy, that energy. They are all running electricity here. Yeah. Even landlines in Zambia, only Zamtel can give you landline here. Here there's so many companies. Virgin Media can give you a landline, Sky, so many of them. So everyone is making money in their own right. Yeah, so like in Zambia, we can have MTN providing you a landline, Liquid Telecom, Vodafone, but here, yeah, it's all of them. But in Zambia, I think it's only a few. So no load shedding. Like I always say this. Maud says, and the kids are even fed free lunch too. Yeah, if you're on a low income, if you're from a low income family, like you're not working many hours and you get what you call income support, you can get what you call free school meals. Now, free school meals here is classed as you are poor. Here, you know, here the people they call poor are people who are even working, but they say you are poor. But in Zambia, when we say poor, we mean poor. But here they'll say the low-income families, and people are even having 20 hours shift. Or maybe somebody doesn't even have a job, but at least the government is able to help them, and they'll say they're poor families. Yeah, so... Okay, that's the same system in Switzerland. Free top-notch education. You leave high school with 3 local languages learned, not foreign, but local. French, Italian, German, maybe English, because of great international opportunities. Same in America, and parent can go to jail for the kids missing school. That's true. Here we use our children for fighting and breaking bones. And by the way, here you can't beat your child. The law is so strict, you can't. If you dare beat your child, there's a lady from Congo. Her story is really sad. She was in a public bus, and the child was misbehaving. So you know how parents, come here, and the child started bleeding. It was the driver of the bus that drove the bus straight to the police station. They took all the children from her. When you see her walking, you feel sorry. It's a sad story, more than 3 years now. So if you see a parent, that's why today I was celebrating Father's Day. Because if you see a single parent is with the children in this country, then you know that she is a hard worker. It's easy to lose your children to the system. Like I said, they have a system. If you're not looking after your children well, they collect them from you. If your children are not healthy, they check. By the way, they check the children's weight. Every 3 months or so, they check if the children's weight are according to the line. Nurses, the sequence or whatever frequency of how the child should be. If a child is 10, the weight should be this much. They'll query you. Your child is not eating well. Yeah. And then they'll tell you, give your child milk, and then they'll come and check the child after 2 weeks. If they find that the child is still not gaining weight, it will be under neglect. So many things. Hey, your house has to be neat. The children's bedrooms. This is where you learn parenthood, not that one in Zambia where you go to work and Mary, yeah, there's nothing like Mary. It's you to clean for yourself. So you have to do everything by yourself. Do school even have swimming pools anymore in Zambia? No, they don't. Here what they do is, even though schools don't have swimming pools, they go to the community centers. So the government has built community centers that have swimming pools, and then they block book. So this school is going for the swimming lessons this time, another school is going for swimming lessons this time. They swap like that. So it's possible. All these things are possible in Africa. We just limit ourselves. I remember, let's go on now. I remember some time ago, in the Copper Belt, schools would have all these extra curriculums. Where did that go? Yeah, we can revamp all these things, guys. Here we are at the site of the taxpayers' pot. I'm telling you. Granger says, wow, interesting. I'm telling you. Kuna tatwa kwa 2.5 million gold mining capital. Josh says the comparison is misplaced because Zambia is at a stage Britain was in 1845. One is development and have developed. Mr. Joshua Banda, you need to educate yourself. If 30 million kwacha worth of gold went missing, my brother, Zambia has money. It's just people who don't know how to control Zambia. I'm telling you. Remember when the mines were sold? They were sold on Nkongole. 3 months later, First Quantum Minerals, they've paid off the loan, whatever they needed, and Zambia has a small percentage of the mines. How can they be paying bosses over $100,000 a year plus when it comes to salaries? They get a lot of money. Ask anybody who works for the mines in Lumwana, Kalumbila, and the mines in Solwezi. Have you been to Solwezi mine? From the gate itself, you couldn't have done it because we are Africans, our mindset. They've made the entrance itself, you think you're in Europe. Impalas, this side they're running. Grass. That's why they pick up the workers with a bus, because they want them to enter in a certain fashion. They provide them lunch, sausage and chips. My cousin works in the mines. I was in Solwezi for 6 weeks. I know what I'm talking about. He used to bring for me sometimes the lunch, but I obviously had my own. He said, send that. No, I'm okay. I was in Solwezi. Clinic, they pay for them. You think owning a mine is cheap, you people? Mines is money. That's our riches, our wealth. It's possible. Zambia is only a population of 18 million. We're not many. It's possible. Nigeria is a population of 200 and something million. Yes, we can now say we can't compare the 1945, but Zambia is a small population. It's possible. It's very much possible. If each and every, let's say 10 million people are taxpayers, each and every person is contributing 100 kwacha a month as tax. 100 kwacha times 10 million people, how much is that? Are you telling me that the government cannot appropriate the funds to say, okay, this one is for the books? This one? If they can afford to build a toll gate for $5 million, my brother, it's misplaced priorities. I'm telling you this. Yes, it's alive. Nelson says, let's think positively. Yes. Nguira says, it's very sad. I wonder when our country will be developed to that point. It's possible. It's just a system. We can correct these things. I'm telling you, we can correct them. Somebody will say, why should you compare Zambia to UK? Anyway, these people rely on almost everything from outside. Almost everything. It's just the tax that they use. Or maybe she can compare Zambia to Singapore, South Korea. Okay, let's not go far. What about Kagame, Rwanda? Let's compare Zambia and Rwanda. Okay. Yes, she came to the stream light. Okay. 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 So many messages. Okay. Lily, any news on Mukuka? Because he was live an hour ago. He said the police. I don't know much. It was only yesterday that I had him on a live stream. You know, some people watch these live streams and they go and communicate. So I have to be careful what I say as well on media. Aunt Lily, is it true that has been arrested? I'm not sure about that. Because I just came on a live when I started seeing these messages coming. I'm not so sure if he has been. But will I be surprised? Yeah. I think there were some things leaking on WhatsApp. I'll find out. I'll let you know. We can have freedom if freedom of the nation. Yes, in Kaunda days, we used to follow Ama bands for free and books. People are talking as if we are in... This was even 19 Pendef Kondo. 19 what? Free bands. And Kaunda had even promised to give us boiled eggs. It's possible for us to develop. You know, if the focus is on the children, because they are the future of Zambia, it's possible. Why should a child be orphaned and be staying at home? But daddy wa nafa. But mami kudibe. And then a child will go and look for a job as a maid. Or maybe some man will take advantage of the child because the system doesn't even know what children are born in Zambia. Is there a registry when children are born? Is it computerized? You just simply get a paper on a birth certificate and it's not on the system. If you are looking for my daughter, you can go on the system here. I can give you the website, search for her name, you can buy her birth certificate. That's the system here. Everything is computerized. You can look for death certificate for any... Everything is computerized. And if you go to their offices are not posh. They are old buildings. You know the UK is not a place that they like to make their place look new. Old buildings, but just the system they've put in place. Computer field. And we have learned people in Zambia who can put in such systems. It's possible. Let's not limit ourselves. All these youths who are jobless, who can discover that this person is this one, who can do forensics of Facebook, finding people's identity. Can they fail to do that? There are so many people who are talented. Lily, sorry, I'm behind, which I'm not sure who you are as well. Okay. Okay, Debbie says, please advise our brothers and sisters not to protest. I'm so scared about the protest because it seems the leaders are determined to break any bond. They are not supposed to. You can't break anyone's bond. Yeah, Thelma, Mr. Kaunda had promised that people will get eggs. Boiled eggs every day. Okay, thank you so much. So tomorrow, just look out for posts, obviously, on Pilato's page as to what's going on with the protest. Remember to be safe. And we are not just talking because we have a team, we have a WhatsApp group. And most of our team as well, they are going to be part of the protest. Most of us are abroad. We are also trying, by all means, I'm still looking for a car to take me where I need to go. All the buses, everything is shut here. Here, this is where there's coronavirus. Everything is shut. So we're staying home all the time. We just go to work and come back or to the shops. Okay, an error of mine, Lily, can you only be corrected by a transformed mind exposure as well as the things we must embark on? Yes. So it's possible for us to be exposed, our minds to be renewed, especially the future is in the youth, because the youth are the ones who will take up this type of technology. You know, things will change. You know, you don't expect Dr. Kaunda to be using iPhone. Dr. Kaunda, what will he do with iPhone? He just needs a phone to just say hi. You understand? He can check WhatsApp messages, but I don't think he'll be really bothered about the technology, because their time, they used to write letters, telegrams. That was what was there. Yes, so we're going to have a prayer session a bit later, definitely. We're going to pray with Apostle Oscar. He'll be praying for Chela and tomorrow's protest, that everything shall go well. I thought England lockdown was highly... Relaxed, Inke. Which relaxed? Sorry, I sound Nigerian, my people. Which relaxed? Which relaxed. Even when going to the shop, my son is the one who goes. We are queuing, we're doing the 3-meter spacing. You can't be more than 5 in a shop. If you are more than 10, whatever, they're really, really strict actually. When going to the shop where I buy clothes, because there's a shop normally where I like to go and buy tops and whatever, all the shops have been closed. It's only opened last week. You know, I suffered. Normally I used to go get my top and do my videos, but now they've just opened. Before you enter the shop now, you have to use hand sanitizer, and they show you the direction to walk this side, and then you can't queue in the, you know, they're even putting things 2-meter spacing where you need to stand. Hi, from Charleston. I used to live there as well, but the other side. I know the 2 meters because us, the stadiums in, no, they are strict. The coaches are not operating, and even flights are limited as well. The Vanavi, the prayer session will be at, let me check the time. It's 6 already, 7 Zambia. Maybe around 8 o'clock, because I need to rest a bit. Trains and buses are still running. You can only easily get a train to London. Yeah, Mwape, that's the thing, to London. But where I stay, near Newcastle, there's no buses, coaches. Normally I go by coach, and there's nothing. Absolutely, if you check, they're even saying that the next one will be, they're starting in July. And all this while, since March, they've been closed. Yeah, thank you so much. It's Go Leloma Tams, also known as Galopa said. It's always good to come here and just interact with you guys. I know most of you have been watching, some of you have shared, and some of you will come back and watch. But you know, it's a great opportunity to know my people from Zambia and just talk about the things that affect us, because we are all affected. It's not just you, we are really affected. You know, we receive messages from people who need support. It's not even easy. No, Inza, no, I'm not in London, no. Things are not easy at all for people in Zambia. So I know I was in Zambia in January. Well, did I come back January, December? It's not easy. I come to Zambia every year without fail. It's my country. And I have a right to talk about Zambia because there's things that I'm doing in Zambia which I can't announce on media, but I'm doing things in Zambia because Zambia is my home. Thank you so much. It's a girl, Leloma Tams, also known as Galopa Zambia. Last night I received a call from some Zambian women. They were at Auntie Mbachi's place. If you watched the live stream yesterday, I was talking to I was like, oh, Mbachi. I was imitating Mbachi. And they called me. They said, Galopa Zed. It was so funny the way they said it. Because I told you when I had a viral video, I didn't say that I was somebody from Zambia. I just said Gelo Apazed. And they thought all the people thought I was Kenyan. Because I mentioned Kenyans in that video. So since then, I've learned to say girl from Zambia. Hi Raymond Wachedwa. I say, okay, take care. Thank you so much. Love you, and remember to be peaceful, and check out for the posts as well that we're going to post on this page and Pilato's page. I love you guys.